Welcome back. My name is Chuck. Thank you for joining me. This is my explanation video for my latest TradingView indicator, which is the break failed to evaluator. You can get that on TradingView for free. I don't have any other platform equivalent. I only deal with TradingView. So if you don't have TradingView, I'm sorry, but maybe you get a pointer or two on what I'm looking for in the market. Let's go ahead and put this in the chart. Failed to down evaluator. This is on my side, so it shows up right away, but it's version 2.5. You're going to see it as version 2.2 in a really long name. Just that's the one. Go ahead and put it on there. Immediately what you'll see is a table. You'll see some lines, the yellow lines and the blue lines, and we're going to get into that in a minute, along with some labeling as well, as you see here. Let's go ahead and open the options. I like to, you can have an automatic, let's start from top to bottom. You have a level source, so you can input your range that you're looking for or looking to monitor. Price levels, you put that here, the range high, if you choose manual, the range high, the range low. If you choose pivot, automatic pivots, then that's governed by pivot left bars, how many bars to the left of the pivot have to be printed. Here I like to, just me, others like to do it differently, but I like to take it down to 3 and 2 pivot bars on the right to establish a pivot point. Line extension, that just extends these lines further out to the right. Level history, you can increase this to as many as you'd like, and you'll see the lines show up on your chart. You can bring it as low as 1, and that will show you the current price levels, which I consider to be broad information levels, and then the one right before it. If you put this at 0, it will only look at the current broadening formation lines. I'll leave that at 3 for the moment. You can change the type of line that's drawn. I generally leave it at dash, but I like to make it nice and thick because I have other things showing on my chart at those levels. So it kind of blends in quite nicely. This is the this particular chart. I'm only showing you this indicator. Visual filters, you can show the breaks of the level. So here, this will be a break of this level, which happens to have reclaimed the prior level. So you have a reclaim label. If you don't want to show those labels, you can just switch them off. And I don't want to see the breaks themselves, no problem. I do want to see fail to down though, because the fail to down that occurs here is not just a fail to down or fail to up. It is a fail to down or fail to up that occurred and broke a level. And in fact, if you look carefully, it broke a level here, it broke this level here, it broke this level here on a failed to down. If you don't want to have all that clutter, just shut off break level, and you'll know if it broke the level, because it's pretty obvious. It broke that level there, it broke this level here, and these are breaks that occur on the close. The candle has to be closed before it's considered a break, and it's statistically accounted for in the table, okay? Look back mode. I can have a fixed number of bars currently. You know what, I'm gonna make this a little bigger right now so everybody can see it a little better. Let's go ahead and make that large. Beautiful. So going back up to the look back period, you can go back 200 bars. That equates to 8 days and 8 hours. Some people prefer, and this was one of the version 2.5 upgrades, is to make it a time frame. If you're under 30 minutes, it's not going to allow you to do anything less than under 30 minutes. So half an hour, although it says 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's really going to be very difficult. I prefer, it's probably going to be better off for you to be no less than 30 minutes. But in either event, you can change it to 1 day, 1 week. Let's make this, since this is the hourly, we'll make this a weekly look back period. And you'll see that it converts to 168 bars, 7 days, okay? The next thing is continuation check bars. So how many bars after a break occurs or a fail to down occurs must print in order for it to show here. And let me make this a little clearer because it is on my dark background. You can customize the table, by the way. It's a perfect opportunity to speak about that. You'll see the table background. I can make it any color I want. I can make it with any intensity that I want. I like to have it nice and dark because I like to see it. Your table border, header, etc. This row labels will change the color of the lettering you see here. So I like to make that a little brighter because I'm on a dark background. And row values in general, when they're not either green or red, will be white. For me, oops, it could be red. Made a mistake there. White. So that's it. Okay, and that will manipulate how the table looks for you. Coming back up to where were we? Here we go. The 1 week. Continuation just talks about how many bars. So you'll see that on a breakout to the upside, there have been 26 upside breaks, over this 1 week period. There have been 14 downside breaks within that same period, okay? The breakout hold is a break and a close above the break. That's what that counts as. So this candle broke out above. Let me move this over and make it a little clearer for you. This candle here, beautiful. This one right here, perfect example. This one broke above. This was a failed to up, okay? Price reverse, so now we have another break here. This is a break of this level. It's a re-break. And then you have 1, 2, 3 candles above this break level. That counts as a continuation 3 bars. And it tells you how many times that's happened. So when it breaks up to the upside, you have a 2 in 12 chance, okay, of having a 3-bar continuation in that direction. That's what that means. You can make this 3-bar 2 bars. You can make it 1 bar. Let's do that just to give you an example of that. Let's make it 2 bars, and you'll see that the percentage changes. Right? You get a 30% chance of a continuation after a break. Of 13 occasions that it occurred on, there were 4 that happened. That's an example. Let's go back to placing it at 3. I like to have 3. Measures the break, measures the push of that break in either direction, obviously. Okay. Trend dot sensitivity. You see that there's a green and red dot. If it's green, we're trending a little higher, right? And if this changes to red, it came down by 1%. So there's a 1% change in the move, the current move up, and it will change colors. Trading time. This was a stupid little problem I had with the code, but you can define it as calendar time, trading time. It defaults to trading time. Leave it there. Look back, start line. I like to know more or less where my 1 week starts, what the price action looks like. So I make that nice and bright because I'm on a dark background, and I'll bump it up a little bit to 90%. And I also like to make it a dashed line because it's more prominent for me. And if you take a look, you'll see that a week, don't go too far, is right here. And if you take this measuring tool, you'll see that it works out to be a week to go from here all the way to the right side of the chart. That's that. Go back up here. And then you're going to have the reclaim markers, all the different type of markers. You can make them smaller, make them tiny. You can show all of them. You can show none of them. It won't affect the math in the table at all. And then you have dynamic alerts. So each one of these can be an independent alert. I like to alert the reclaim with a fail, break up and break down, on the higher time frame. So I always have a higher time frame that I'm looking at, and I'd like to know whether it breaks up or down the level on the higher time frame. The show table, you can shut that off, but that would defeat the point of the indicator. I currently have it at the top right. I can move it to the bottom right, and it will just shift down. I can make it tiny for mobile phone usage, normal size, etc. Seems to be self-explanatory. Yeah. So that is this indicator. You can also change the color of the break up color. I like to change it only because green for me kind of blends into the candles. So I'll make that like a blue. My daughters argue with me whether that's fuchsia or pink, and then I make the actual fail to down marker purple to stand out. That's it. That's the indicator. How to use it? Well, I gave a post earlier in a Facebook page that is all Strat. Currently, as I'm looking at this price action, without any other assistance from other things that I use Strat-wise, I know that right now there have been more upside breaks than downside breaks, almost at a 2-to-1, ratio. All right. If it breaks up to the high side, it's a 53% versus 57% on a breakdown. These are 26 events of a break up, and the 14 means that it held above. Remember, once it breaks up to the upside, if it closes up here above the breakout line, that's considered a breakout hold. Okay, you can have a reversal right away, but that would be a re-break, and then that's a downside break. Okay, and that will be counted as well. Continuation, again, we go back to the whole continuation theme. Is this move a real move? Is it a forceful move? Is there any oomph behind the move? And depending on how many bars you want to track, right now, a move to the upside is for a 3-bar move is rather a paltry 16%. Failed to up bear is once it breaks, if it breaks and fails and comes back in and is a bear, it's happened 7 times out of the 26 upside breaks, and you've had a continuation with 3 bars of 42.86%, 3 out of 7 times. That puts some context around your fail to up. Same thing for the flip side. Obviously, you have on downside breaks, you have an even better percentage of a continuation of 3 bars. Here, 75%, as you can see here. And a fail to down, which is a reversal of the down move, has had an 80% continuation of 3 bars, 4 out of 5. That's a pretty nice statistic. How you interpret it, I leave that to you. How do I interpret this? Well, I'd like to see if it breaks down to short it. I will short it if there's no indication that there's a fail to down candle. But if there is a fail to down candle, I'm going to play for the bounce to the upside. That's basically a very short interpretation of how I use it. You can use it in many different ways. I hope you find this useful. My name is Chuck, and I hope you have success in trading and using this tool.